We have an equation of a parabola in intercept form. Y equals the quantity of x minus 7 times the quantity of x plus 1. So we're going to take this equation of a parabola and rewrite it in vertex form. The first step for us to do will be to multiply this out into standard form. Now there's other ways to do it as well, but we'll take this approach. We'll multiply it out to standard form. So since we're multiplying it out, we will use the area model. So x plus 1. So we multiply this out, and we get x squared minus 7x plus x and minus 7. We combine like terms. The negative 7x plus x works out to negative 6x. So if we combine everything together, our equation in standard form becomes x squared minus 6x minus 7. So this is the equation in standard form, but we're trying to get it into vertex form. So first we're going to find the vertex using negative b over 2a, and then substituting that in f of negative b over 2a, and that's going to tell us the x and y coordinate of the vertex. Okay, so let's begin by identifying our b and a. Our b is the one in front of x squared. Oh, sorry, that's our a. That's actually our a, so let me fix that. Our a is in front of x squared, and our b is in front of the x, the coefficient of x. So a is the coefficient of x squared, in this case being 1. B is the coefficient of x, in this case being negative 6. So we want to do negative b over 2a, so that will be negative 6 over 2 times 1, which simplifies to 6 over 2, which simplifies to 3. So the x coordinate of the vertex is 3. That's our x coordinate. Now we want to find the y coordinate, and we do that by substituting x equals 3 into the equation. So our equation, x squared minus 6x minus 7, we will replace the x with 3, so that becomes 3 squared minus 6 times 3 minus 7, and if we do our math right, order of operations, 3 squared is 9, 6 times 3 is 18, so we have 9 minus 18 minus 7, 9 minus 18 is negative 9, minus 7 becomes negative 16, so that's our y. So now the equation in vertex form of a parabola looks like this. Y equals a times the quantity x minus h squared plus k. So your h is your x and your k is your y. And a is the a we used in standard form, which in this case is 1. So I can write 1 times x minus 3 quantity squared plus negative 16. And if we simplify that, we get y equals x minus 3 quantity squared minus 16. So the idea is that you don't really have to write the 1 because there's a 1 there. And the plus a negative 16 is just easy. It's easier to write it as minus 16. Okay, so there we go. So the equation of this parabola in vertex form is y equals the quantity of x minus 3 squared minus 16. Now let's look at another example. This one is similar, except we have this coefficient. So to begin, we are going to ignore that coefficient of 2. And we're still going to use the area model to multiply out our binomials. And that gives us x squared 5x, negative 3x, and negative 15. If we combine like terms, 5x minus 3x, we get 2x. So put it all together, we get x squared plus 2x minus 15. But see, we can't forget about that too. So now we have 2 times this whole thing, x squared plus 2x minus 15. So 2 times x squared plus 2x minus 15. Let's fix that 5. That one looks a little messy, so we'll erase it, write a new 5. Okay, so now we have to multiply, and we do that by distributing. So this 2 needs to be distributed to every term of the trinomial. So 2 times x squared is 2x squared. 2 times 2x, that's 4x, and 2 times negative 15 is negative 30. So our equation in standard form is 2x squared plus 4x minus 30. As before, we identify our a and our b, and we do negative b over 2a, which in this case is negative 4 over 2 times 2, which works out to negative 4 over 4, which simplifies to negative 1. So that is our x coordinate of the vertex. Now we're going to substitute that x coordinate in for x to get the y. So now we have 2 times negative 1 squared plus 4 times negative 1 minus 30. So negative 1 squared is 1, times 2 is 2, 4 times negative 1 is negative 4, and then minus 30. 2 minus 4 is negative 2, and then negative 2 minus 30 works out to negative 32, and that's our y coordinate. So remember how when you write the equation in vertex form, you have to do y equals a times x minus h squared plus k, and our a, from the beginning we found that to be 2, so that's a little different here. Our h is the negative 1, and our k is minus 32. So if we put that all together, we get y equals 2 times x plus 1, because minus a negative 1 is plus 1, quantity squared, minus 32. And that is our final answer in vertex form.